Welcome back, Bravehearts, to the Doc of Detox show. I'm Dr. Darryl Wolf, and we're on DocStar TV. And you are the star, okay? You'll be the star today, and you'll be the star of the show. Do you know why? Because today is question day. I'm here if you've got questions on trainings, treatments, okay, certifications, and I don't mind. Let's talk about those things first, but then we can talk about if you've got any health questions, okay? I really don't mind doing health questions, but I do want to go over some things with everyone and some dates before we start, because that's why a lot of people come on, because they haven't heard of anything like this before, where you can come and take a course for 23 days. And if you haven't been watching the testimonials from the nurses and some of the other health professionals that are coming to take my courses, do you know what they say? And it's the truth. Watch the testimonials. We've learned more in this 23 days than we learned in the whole time of nursing. And it's because it's actually what are real proven strategies. And you know what? It's time that we don't treat people, we train them. And even the practitioners that come to me, they learn that they need to start training their patients. If they don't, their patients will remain patients forever. Okay, think about this. In the whole world of health, think about it. All we do is go for treatment. Eventually we get mistreated, yes or no? Well, we're going to get mistreated because guess what? In this world, what do? Well, it's called pain management, all right? And how long do you think you can go and manage your pain, okay, before you realize that it's just getting worse? I mean, how many people say around the age of 50 and 60, it sucks to grow older, right? So you can sing me happy birthday in about another 4 weeks. I'll be 65 years old, and I'm not going to collect my pension, and I'm not going to go for my pension check because I'm only getting started, because the reality is that when you really find your authentic self, okay, I'm not saying you're going to live forever, but you're definitely going to love the way you live and the way you feel, the way you look, and all of those things, okay? So I'm going to be answering any questions that come up here. Can I see if there's anything going on right now with the people that are on? Let me see here. Liz, I've learned a lot from you. Wish I could afford to come down there one day. Okay, now Liz, I am going to say something right now. You got to stop saying that. Okay, you got to stop saying it. Because I'm going to tell you something. Whatever you put out, you're going to get back. I wish I could afford. So what you're saying is you can't afford it. So the reality is you're not going to be able to afford it ever. And understand, what we put out, we get. Remember, Liz, the last time that you actually wanted something right from your passion, from your purpose, right from your heart, and you never stopped thinking about it, you kept picturing it, that it was going to happen, it just happened. And understand something, I've already talked about this, I'm going to talk about it again, because repetition is the key, and here's the deal. If you're born with a belief system of poverty consciousness, welcome to your world. You are going to be poor for the rest of your life. Did you get what I just said? Oh, and if you happen to win the lottery, you're going to waste the money. Or if you happen to get like a settlement of some sort, or you were put in somebody's will, good luck, you're not going to keep it, okay? Because you can't become what you're not, okay? If you don't have abundant thinking, if you don't have faith in yourself, if you don't spend time and take massive personal action, you're not going to have anything. So just get it. So in this world, I know 99% of the population will never get this. They will have poverty thinking. They'll have poverty thinking with money, with their health, with their relationships, with love. It doesn't just end with money, trust me, okay? All right. So before we start, I'm just going to let everybody know that, and this is the truth, okay? I hope you get this. So we released about Toronto training, okay? Released about the Toronto training, what, 2 weeks ago? Was it 2 weeks ago we put it up?
I think more.
3 weeks ago? Okay, yeah. Well, I've been known to lie a little. So we put it up 3 weeks ago, and I just want you to know there's only 4 spots left in the in the Whole Life Coach. Toronto's almost all booked, guys. It doesn't happen until, can you move that over for a second? Okay, so Toronto, which is Barrie, Ontario, we're going to be in. Whole Life Coach, September 24th to October 2nd. We have 4 spaces left. That's it. Okay, just so you know, we have 9 spaces left for the Wolf Non-Surgical. I believe it'll all be booked before the end of July, even way before, but let's just say by the 1st of August, those courses are booked. We have another course that will be in February, okay? I don't have the date. I just was talking to someone about it. So we'll have the date for you guys for next Thursday, okay? Next Thursday when I come, or I will add it to the Barrie date. We just have to have the place confirmed. And we're gonna do it again in Barrie. We will check that out, but it's in February. Oh, I think I can tell you. Hold on a second. No, I can't because I don't have the January up. So we've got a course here in January, I think in Ixtapa, January the 18th. So I think I'm going to be there around January the 28th or something in Barrie to do a course there. And then we have another course coming up in November in McKinney, Texas, okay? Because that's filling up as well. But let me just go through it. I'll walk through this. We have a Whole Life Coach certification starting this Monday. Okay, so that's Monday, June the 27th, and that goes to July the 5th. It'll be the last Whole Life Coach here before next fall. We'll have the Wolf Non-Surgical starting on July 8th to July 19th, okay? And then we're gonna be, the next place will be McKinney, Texas. And McKinney, Texas is actually gonna be, the Whole Life Coach starts on August the 25th to September the 2nd. And then it's just outside of Dallas, everyone. Wolf Non-Surgical starts on September 4th to September 15th. And then we'll be back here in Ixtapa where we'll be doing a Whole Life Coach September 10th to September 18th and Wolf Non-Surgical September 21st, October 2nd. And we'll do one more, then we'll be in Barrie, like I just said. And then we'll be doing another one in Ixtapa. So we'll be in Barrie September 24th, October 2nd, Wolf Non-Surgical October 4th to October 15th. That'll be filled up, like I just said, probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Ixtapa, we'll have another one, Whole Life Coach, October 10th to October 18th, Wolf Non-Surgical October 21st to November 1st. That'll be the last one for that year, and then we'll be going again in January. In January, we'll be doing another one here in Ixtapa. We'll be doing another one in later January, if everything goes okay, in Barrie, Ontario. And understand, if anybody ever gives us any money and we got to cancel because of a monkey thing or a COVID thing or climate change thing, which is all just a made up thing, then we'll give you your money back, okay? Nobody's going to keep your money, so just know that, okay? We get it. You should have saw when it was happening for the 2 years, we had people wanting to come to Canada, but now that Canada is a communist country, and it may be that way again, who knows in the fall, but we can always wish for the best things to happen, right? Just know we're not going to keep your money. And we'll just take a deposit, so to hold your seat, okay? All right, we don't want all the money, we just want a deposit to hold the seat because when we have usually we top out at 20, that's it, okay? But I will have the new dates for January in Toronto, and we also have another training in November happening in Texas, okay? And I'll give you those dates, all right? September, October, November. Yeah, I think it's November. It might be actually, no, it might not be November. It actually might be February. I'll let you know next week though, but the dates we have here are secure and you can count on those, okay? Felicia, save my space, please, for Barrie. Need to know how to sign up, please. Well, you're going to have to call me. You're going to call me. I'll hand the phone to Tara. Tara will book you in. She'll take a deposit. That's it. And just know that everybody who comes to Texas and Toronto, there's one little catch, everybody, and that's this. You're either going to bring a massage chair and a bolster, or you're going to bring a 4x6 mat, which is 2 inches thick, but it's a 4 by 6 mat. Is it 4? No, I think it's I have to check that. I'm going to have everything up there for you, and a bolster. So we need people to bring either a mat and a bolster or a chair and a bolster to Texas or Toronto, but you're going to have them anyways. So, you know, if you drive, you drive. If you fly, you can put your bolster in the your massage chair, and then you'll have to fly it there. Hey, it's the only way that we can have enough things without bringing them all the way from Mexico. And we're not going to bring everything from Mexico, 'cause that would be totally crazy. So it's a bolster, and the bolster needs to be 30 to 34 inches long, and a massage chair. And you can put that in your massage bag, you can fly with it, throw it in your car, whatever the case may be. Or you bring a mat, okay, a 3 foot, okay, to 4 foot wide, and then it's 6 foot long, but it folds into 3, so it's really compact. And then you bring a mat and you bring a bolster. That's it. We'll bring the rest of the stuff, I promise, okay? What else here? So yeah, Felicia, give me a call. If you're coming, Felicia, save my space for Barry. If you're coming to Barry, just know that if you sign up, that's only 3 spots left in the Whole Life Coach, okay? And then the non-surgical, I think there'll be like 8 left. So, you know, if you can't take both, you can take the non-surgical, everyone. But just know, I think it'll be filled up, like I said, in probably 3 weeks, right? Okay. Gabriel, I will get there. I will get there just like the little engine that could. I'm sure you will. Karen, a friend of mine has been told by his quack that the antibiotics, okay, we'll do the health questions later. Can you bring up about sage? Because I think that's really important. Everybody's been calling about that. So just know that we put this up. Okay, can I see it? So we put about Sage. He's a master trainer. And here's the deal. So he's going out on the road from July 19th to September 2nd. So by tomorrow morning, we have a certification for 2 in Chicago happening. And then we have a certification happening in I think it's just east of Montreal. So he's actually going to be booked out for 12/12/24. So I think he's done August 2nd, add 12. There's a lot going on here. 14th. So on the 15th, around the 15th of August, he'll be able to do 1 more certification and 1 more personal treatment and training, or he'll be able to do 2 personal treatment and trainings, and that's it, okay, for this go around. And then when this book's up, we'll see about opening up more time. But as you can tell, our schedule for our trainings is just like back to back. So we'll see when that's going to happen again. He may be able to go out in November a little bit and December to do some personal treatment and trainings and some certifications. Can you show people the personal treatment and trainings? So these are the personal treatment and trainings that people actually get, okay? Braveheart Family, that's where he goes out and teaches the whole family how to do the non-surgical on each other. Couples training and treatment, that's where he teaches a couple how the nutritional, emotional stuff. These are 35-hour trainings for the couples one. The Braveheart Family depends how many in a family. Sage went to India and he was there for 15 days teaching 8 people in a family how to work on each other, okay? And the couples training, that's a 6-day training. It's 35 hours and it takes 6 days, just so everybody knows. Between the learning how to do non-surgical on themselves and each other and their family, and then the emotional nutritional part. The perfect pain-free pregnancy is a 10-day training. That's our longest of the personal treatment and training, because that's all about taking a look at a couple's life a year before pregnancy. I mean, they could be pregnant when they take it, or they could even have children and they're thinking of getting pregnant again. So there's no set place. But we always go 1 year prior to before pregnancy on what to do emotionally, nutritionally, okay, and physically to create a perfect pain-free pregnancy, well, to have a beautiful life, actually. And like I said, it's a 10-day training. And that's actually doing 5 hours to 6 hours a day. And the reality is you're learning how to have unconditional love for yourself, for your partner. Your partner's really learning how to do the non-surgical. The pregnant partner can also learn. I mean, trust me, it can happen sometimes, because when Sage has gone out, and we've done a lot of these, when we usually get called, do you want to know when we get called? Okay, in the first 2 to 3 months, she's already feeling like awful. So stiff in her hips, so stiff in her joints. The doctor's saying, well, maybe you're gonna have to be bedridden. Well, guess what? After we make the visit, there's no way, okay? We're gonna show your partner how to go in and actually open up your ankles, your knees, your hips, your pelvis. We're gonna even work on your belly lovingly, doing the non-surgical, using the elbow technique to just make more room for the baby. We're going to teach you how to actually move your bowels, because guess what? You may not like this, ladies or gentlemen, but most babies are, there's no loving in the oven. It's jam-packed and jelly tight with adhesion, scar tissue, fecal impactions, and gas. How would you like to actually be in that oven? There's not a lot of loving, is there? That's why the baby's kicking and screaming the whole time. That's why she's got to be bedridden. That's why she's so stiff. That's why she can't poop, okay? Because she's got adhesions. Wouldn't it be great before you got pregnant if you got rid of any adhesions that were in your pelvis, in your large intestine, small intestine? If you actually worked on your sternum area and got rid of anything that looked like a hiatal hernia? If you went in and worked on the hips and opened up the hips, got rid of the scar tissue issue, worked on the low back and the SI joints, and got rid of all the scar tissue so that you had the flexibility of a 16-year-old yogi? Okay, I'm serious. Let me tell you something. I could get down right now, and do a squat. And do you want me to show you? I don't know if we can. Maybe I shouldn't. But anyways, I can get down and do a squat right now, spread my legs. I'll be 65 and I can do it that easy. Let me tell you something. When they made us start to poop on the toilet, they took away our squatting. And understand something. And then we got Henry VIII, little pervert. He actually put a hole in the wall, and he wasn't allowed to be in there when his wives were giving delivery. So what he did was he said, I don't want anybody squatting anymore. They've got to lay on a table and they've got to give birth that way. And it's the most ridiculous way that you should be squatting when you give birth. Did you know that? You want to open your pelvis, but no, we don't do that, right? So anyways, that was only so he could just do peekaboo, I see you. And that's why that women don't squat to give birth anymore. And that's the deal. Did you know that? There it is right there. So, and then if you said you were going to go squat to give birth, everybody would think you're some kind of animal, that you came out of the jungle. And see, just because everybody's doing it doesn't make it right. Just because nobody's doing it doesn't make it wrong. And understand something, follow the herd, and you're going to have one miserable, painful life. And that is the God's truth. Felicia, is the price for the course in American or Canadian? Well, first of all, when you're taking are you taking about the whole life coach certification? Well, first of all, yes. When you're in Canada, it's in Canadian, and when we're everywhere else in the world, it's in American. End of story. Okay, did you get it? That's it. I'll get back to the questions later. So, where was I? Okay, so the pain-free pregnancy. So here's the deal. Find me a couple, and it's like two unicorns. Find me a couple that knew how to love themselves, love each other, knew about a whole plant-based diet, knew that the best way to tell if your children are well or you're well is to look at your poop each day, and you can see how well you did the day before on letting go of your, SH, on an emotional and physical level. So if you didn't do that, you can tell. I'm telling you right now, you can tell your bowel movements are a computer printout. So we teach the parents how to actually be parents. Isn't it something? You'll get out of school, high school, university, I don't care. How about medical school, and you won't know how to eat or treat yourself. You won't even know how to have a baby except to lay on your back, okay, and how to make it, maybe. But the reality is you don't know how to feed yourself, you don't know how to feed the baby, you don't know how to love yourself or love the baby. And I'm not putting anybody down. I was in the same bucket, okay? Even when I was into natural health, I was in very early in life, I didn't know how to love myself. I didn't know how to love my wife. I didn't know how to love my children. I definitely thought I knew how to feed them. But understand something, in all the training that I took, all the years that I took of training, I still didn't know how to eat until later. But you take a look at my perfect day diet and you'll understand, okay? All right, it's about bringing life into your body. And you know what? It's all about frequency. So take a look at the frequency and the things you drink, eat, and think, first and foremost. So the Perfect Pain-Free Pregnancy comes with a manual of about 360 pages. It's the most in-depth manual on how to actually allow these spirits to come onto this planet, okay, and to become vital, healthy human beings. That's what it is. And when you take the Perfect Pain-Free Pregnancy, you get the Perfect Day Lifestyle Guide, which is 360 pages. You get the Non-Surgical Guide for Personal Treatment and Training, which is 350 pages. Then you get the Pain-Free Pregnancy Guide. Listen, that's a complete package, and the training's more logical and more powerful than any naturopathic course. And you're going, who does he think he is saying that? Well, I don't know. Why don't you ask all the naturopaths that come and take my course after they've been in business for 10 and 20 years, or the nurses, or the doctors, okay, or people who have never been in health before come and take my course for the first time in 23 days and go open up their own clinic because we support them that much. And because guess what? We tell them you give a money back guarantee right away when you start, because our work is the most powerful and you are powerful. And guess what? The whole medical thing is just a big scam anyways. Seriously, the white coat thing, the pedestal way up here, talking down to people, you know, using Greek words to make everybody feel like they're stupid, then using names like, okay, like my stuff. Okay, what is it? It's black diamond crystals, humic fulvic crystals. You know what those are. Oh, and then I'm going to say Xeno Bambino drug, or, you know, everything has got this weird name, okay? Just like polymyalgia, which means pain in many muscles. Arthritis means inflammation in the joint. Colitis means inflammation in the colon. Why don't you just tell me that? Okay, why don't you just tell me? PTSD just means shell shock, and you only have PTSD because you keep telling yourself the same horrifying story, and you're going to a practitioner that keeps telling you the horrifying story. Whereas if you were to rewrote your story, and if you were to rewrote your story as a hero story and not as a victim story, you wouldn't be crippled. So all I'm trying to say is the practitioners that we're creating, they're called New World practitioners. And even if you don't take that and you take our personalized treatment and training, we're out to make sure that you understand it's training, not treatment. It's training, not treatment. Okay? So understand, one of my staff calls me up this morning and says, hey, Daryl. I go, what? Oh man, I can't come in. I got to go see the doctor. I said, that's okay. You go see the doctor, and then he's only going to give you antibiotics, and then those antibiotics are chemo. They're going to blow up the good bacteria in your bowel, but go ahead and do what you need to do because you're going to do it anyway. Have a beautiful day. Take care of yourself. Now, you might think I'm a little bit sarcastic, but the reality is guess what? Why is it that if you're trying to give somebody the truth, okay, they think you're just being a smart you-know-what? Okay, and understand something. You can't tell the truth today unless you're going to get yourself in trouble. And that's the deal. And the reality is that just shows how many people are programmed, okay, to follow the herd. How many people don't do anything for themselves until they're broken. They're in pieces, emotionally or physically. For God's sakes. There's nothing stiff on me. There's nothing in pain about me. Okay, Yarek, how much have I done today? How much did I do yesterday? Huh?
Oh, yesterday I think it was 4, 5, 6.
Six different trainings I did. 6 different trainings. Understand, I start my day off at about 6:30 in the morning because right now we're growing. We are going on a platform, everyone. Okay, just so you know. You people that are coming and taking your practitioner courses with us, we're going on a platform that you've never heard of anything like this. And instead of you building a website, please, if you come to take our courses, don't build a website. Don't build a website. Just hold off for 10 weeks. We have something beyond building your own website, something less expensive, 10 times more powerful. I don't want to get into it right now, but any of those people, those practitioners, did you know that since the third week in September, we have trained 185 practitioners. Did you know that? 185 practitioners. That's right, all over the world. And understand, those of you that are watching right now, please don't go for websites. Just put everything on hold and just give us 10 weeks. And we're going to be creating this platform that will have all these different communities, like, you know, the pain-free pelvis course, okay? The different personal treatment and training, certifications, the different master classes, the different chat groups, okay? For women or for men or for people that are in physically fit. And we're going to have all of these really cool trainings. So this is where we're going, okay? You're going to love this. And then we're actually going to have on there what I've always been saying is a practitioner's map. So the practitioners that have actually taken our training and have followed through, we're actually going to be having this practitioner's map and referral map where you can go all over the world. I mean, it's everything I dreamed of, and we found it. We found what we want to do, and we're going to be moving forward on it. So we talked about the pain-free pregnancy. That's a 10-day course. Athletic deep tissue body work training. Well, because there's a lot of deep tissue people out there that say that they're deep tissue therapists, but they really are not deep tissue therapists. Unless you're changing the scar tissue back into connective tissue, unless you're getting the calcium back into the bones and getting rid of the crystallization, are you really a deep tissue body worker? Oh, you might be, you know, softening things up or breaking things up. But are you actually getting the blood supply in, the energy in? Are you getting the lymph moving again? Do you know how to do that? Let me tell you, our training is full and conclusive. Okay, Wolf Non-Surgical Personal Treatment and Training. Well, it's similar to that of the couples training without the emotional work, okay, and without the nutritional work. We have couples here that go, don't talk to me about diet. Don't talk to me about nutrition. I'm just coming in to do the body work. Fine, then let's just do it. You know, we're here to make your day happier, but we're not going to tell you what we think you need. We're going to let you decide that. And then whole body joint restoration is where we teach, basically, like we've taught chiropractors, a lot of different body workers, physiotherapists, even fitness trainers, how to go in and actually work on the joint, because the secrets do lie in the joint. Even when somebody has muscle pain, if you go into the joint, you'll relieve usually the muscle pain, because people don't get that that's where the tear is. That's where the calcium problem is. Okay, the displaced calcium, the crystallization. And understand something. The reason why we do a lot of joint therapy now is we have therapists that see a lot of people that are going for surgery, like knee surgery, hip implants, rods, screws, plates, spinal fusions. I can keep going if you want. Even also getting stents in their heart. Well, we can actually show that a person that thinks they need a stent or a pacemaker actually, you know, unless you're in a life-threatening way, why are you rushing to do it? Okay? And understand, we've had people come here that have 90% blockages in their heart and turn that around in 3 to 6 weeks. And we can prove all of this. Understand, you're never going to hear it from the medical system because they have their way. And if you want to go their way, you go their way. Or you can go the natural way and allow the body to just restore itself, because they kind of forgot that it actually does that, didn't they? All right. So let's open up. Do we have Zoom open?
Yep.
Is there anybody on it?
Yep.
Okay. All right. If anybody's on Zoom and they have any questions, feel free to come on. And if not, then I'll start going through the questions that.
This is your questions.
Okay, here. Give me a second here. Okay. Would love to come to Ixtapa, but I live in Hawaii, so I think Texas is closer and more cost effective. I don't have the money, but I'm asking family members, etc., to help invest in me, because I feel wholeheartedly in everything you teach. I have half of the money so far, and I'm so excited. Okay, so here's the deal. So if you want to put half the money down, okay, pick the course you want, and then I want you to visualize coming up with the other half of the money. And if something happens and you don't, I'll give it back to you. But you know, either you're going to take massive personal action in your life, okay? And have faith or just hope like everybody else. And the reality is this, I do want you to understand something, and I'm going to tell you something, and I know you're not going to like this. I wouldn't like it, and here I go, but I'm always getting in trouble anyway, so. The reality is you don't have the money is because, you're not going to believe this, because we didn't pivot. We didn't pivot, okay? We didn't pivot. You got to pivot and give it. Do you know what that means? Pivot and give it. And understand something, whether you like it or not, the world's changing. So the reality is that, here's the deal. We do know that 86 to 92% of the population has an autoimmune disease. Isn't that cool? And then, are you ready for this? This is really cool. 80 to 96% of the population is overweight, depending on where you go. Isn't that something? And then, ready for this? 60% of the population is obese. 1 out of 4 children are obese. So the reality is, the health business is where you want to be. Okay, truly the health business. And the reality is too that, you know, the medical system have 110 years to prove what they could do, and we can see what they can do. They'll always have a large percentage of the business. They will always control what we will call, they will control the herd. Because the herd will always try to numb their pain and suffering out because they don't know how to emotionally process things, and they actually believe the BS, dysfunctional belief systems that happen throughout the world. So we always know that the majority of the population is always going to go to them, but understand this. If you actually learn how to do the Wolf non-surgical and you do the whole life coach and you start doing emotional and nutritional perfect day consultations, you can do it from your home, you can do it in person, or you can do it on Skype, or you can do it on Zoom, or you can do it on FaceTime. Trust me, that's where it's at. You want to give a money-back guarantee, which I will back you as my practitioner. I don't care if you took it only 23 days, the first training. If you had to give your money back, I want to know why. I want to talk to you and the patient to find out what happened. But I'll restore the money because understand something. We do have the most powerful techniques, and you need to get this, that you have to be different. Look, let me tell you something. Right now, we know that there are 10 times more natural health practitioners than there are medical practitioners in this world. Then what's the problem? Then why is there so much suffering? Why aren't people getting better? Well, because the natural health industry it's pretty diluted down, right? Take a look at what people do. They go out to get treated. Now think about all the therapies out there, all the body work. Go ahead and, come on, do it. Just know I have a doctorate in acupuncture. I also got my registered massage therapy license when I was really young. Okay, so let's not think that I haven't been around the block. Reflexologist, sacrocranial therapy. I could tell you a whole bunch of other things I've done, but it doesn't matter. The reality is, if a therapist is not turning the scar tissue back into connective tissue, what are they doing? Seriously? You're going to need me? You're going to effleurage me? You're going to use an acupuncture needle? I'm not telling you it doesn't work to help to relieve things, but it's not going to turn anybody around. Because it's always been a scar tissue issue, it's always been displaced calcium, and it's always been crystallization. So you need to get that. But you need to understand too, that it's always been epigenetic, not genetic. There's no genetic diseases in my book. It's only epigenetic. And guess what? It doesn't run in the family. Habits run in the family. And guess what? You're going to say, well, yeah, Dr. Wolf, you know, my husband came home with the cold or the flu, and then the whole family got it. Isn't that the power of the mind? Isn't that amazing? I haven't had a cold or flu, and guess what? I'm the doctor that runs around here. Have you seen me with shoes on lately there? I don't wear shoes. I live in Mexico, and I don't really care. You know what? When I was younger, you know, I would care about what people thought. I don't absolutely care what anybody thinks, because guess what? You know what? It's not what I am. It's why I do what I do. And the results that we get, nobody's going to question me. Call me a quack, call me whatever you want, don't really care, but try to see if you can find the people that get the results we get. Whether you believe this or not, I'll let you know how this goes. But there's a lady been here for 11 days, and we took a stage 4 tumor down by 70%. But who do you know that does that? I'm serious. Come on, who do you know that does that? Seriously. Who do you know that gives a money-back guarantee you're not going to surgery? Who gives a money-back guarantee on the first treatment that we will do more in the first treatment than all the other treatments combined? Because understand, it's not that hard, okay? We do not break up scar tissue. We take scar tissue and we actually, you know how I've got a knot here, I've got a knot here, I've got a knot there, wherever it is in the body? Well, that's because you started off with beautiful tissue that actually, because of hack, histamine, adrenaline, cortisol, stuck together the fibers. And then because so much inflammation, it dehydrated, and now it's a knot. In one treatment, we'll take that knot, untie that knot, open up those fibers, and you'll go, oh my gosh, it's a miracle. It's not a miracle. It's because I don't care what you talk about, whether it's natural health, medical health, whether it's diet, whether it's love making or relationships, it's all contaminated. All right? Unless you want to honor and respect yourself and take massive personal action on getting to know yourself and break away from everything that the majority of the population does, you will never, ever, ever be satisfied. Oh, and by the way, I'm never going to be satisfied. Okay? I'm grateful for what I have, but I'm never going to be satisfied. I'm always going to want more because I am more, and everybody else is saying, I can't afford it, and I can. And I'm always going to make sure that I can afford what I want, because guess what? I'm going to break away from the herd and I'm going to do something different. I need you to really think about this. This is more important than any other time of your life. Do you want to be harvested? Well, they call this the harvest time. And do you know who's getting harvest? The herd. Tell me they're not. And the reality is I don't want to get into the whole political conspiracy thing, but just take a look at it. If we're so smart and there's 10 times more natural health practitioners in the world and we've had so many medical breakthroughs, then why is everybody breaking down? Why is everybody breaking down? Why is it that we're giving money back on our emotional consultations, nutritional consultations, and why aren't we doing it? Why aren't we giving it back? Now, we do give 1 out of every 100 maybe. That person probably needs the money. Or maybe my practitioner wasn't on the ball that day. Who knows? But the reality is, guess what? Until you get this one thing, until you unconditionally love yourself first and foremost before anyone else, and I don't care who they are. Don't trust your family, love them though, unconditionally. Don't trust them, but love them. Come on, seriously? I mean, you don't even trust yourself, for God's sakes. You know what? Until you get rid of every dysfunctional belief, okay, that you have about you, your life, and this world, then you will never, ever, ever be able to step into your power. And understand, it was free, it was not free, it was the same for everybody. We all got here. We all came in as a spirit being. We entered the womb, okay? And then from that moment on, okay, until we were 7, we lived in a trance, a hypnotic trance, where everything that was said, everything that was thought by your mother, okay, everything that went down, every way that your father treated your mother treated your father, the way the people that came into your life, the way they spoke, every frequency you picked up, every program you picked up. And how good were they? Well, I can tell you right now, 70 to 90% of the programs we got from the age of 0 to 7 were toxic. I'm not telling you that they were totally abusive, but I will tell you they were 70 to 90% were toxic. And if you don't get this part, okay, you can't give what you're not. If you don't get that part, you can only give what you are, but are you really you? And I'll tell you something right now, that's why they win. Because from 0 to 7, you're in a hypnotic state. You don't get into the conscious moment until after 7 years old. But then guess what? This program's running so deep and so hard, and it's running for your brothers and your sisters and everybody else you bloody well know, like your mom and your dad, that you never change. Do you know how many people we have come here and they're in their 70s and 80s and even in their 90s? And I have to deal with that broken child inside of them. I've got to get them to wake up to that. I got to wake up to them that they're not worthless, that they are beautiful. I got to get them to stop holding on to their SH, you know what? And on an emotional and physical level, I got to get them to get rid of the shame. I got to get them to get to the point where they don't have to forgive themselves or anybody else on this planet. And if we can't get them there, then we can't win the game, and we can't free up their spirit. And if we can't free up their spirit, we can't feed the spirit, because there's a chokehold on it. And if we can't feed the spirit, we can't heal the body. And that's why there's, I'm a 2-time, 3-time cancer patient. Well, of course you are. You've got a personality. You didn't change it. And that personality wasn't yours. Those belief systems were just flooded into your sponge-like brain from 0 to 7. It wasn't your fault, but it'll be your responsibility to kick butt, okay? And recreate a new story, recreate a new personality, one that creates a new reality. So that's it. So if you think that you can go to the same school that everybody else has went to, okay, and learn how to be a health practitioner or learn how to get your family healthy, you got another thing coming. I'm going to tell you something. I am so sorry, and I apologize to all the women out there that wanted to just be mothers, and they were handed a manual that is so toxic, so toxic. You weren't even helping your family. You're actually poisoning your family. But they told you this was as good as it gets, and then you felt like, you know what you felt like? You were stupid. You felt like, God, why can't I get this? Why can't I heal them? Well, let me tell you, I had a mother sitting yesterday morning, not making this up. Her daughter has had a fever for 10 days. Oh, and by the way, her daughter hasn't pooped for 12, but the mother didn't even know that that was the deal. The mother bought an enema kit from us, okay, and she did a warm water enema on her, and guess what? It brought her fever down in 20 minutes. 20 minutes. What the hell happened to us? What the hell happened? Okay, we're so fearful, we're so afraid that what? We didn't notice that not even a little turd came out of that little bird? Nothing. For 10 days? Where are you? Where are you? Where are any of you? Well, I'll tell you where you are. You're so deep down in your subconscious belief systems that you've shut down. That's why zombie movies, I guess, are so popular. I really don't know. The reality is guess what? You have to wake up. And you might be the only one in your family. And then there could be a problem too. Because once you do wake up, everybody will go, oh, good for you, until you start vibrating higher and higher, and they're gonna wanna pull you back down. So you better get that. If you think I'm kidding, why don't you just go and say, listen, I wanna start eating right. I'm gonna start eating differently than you, honey. And he's gonna go, absolutely. Yeah, why don't you lose some weight there? I think that'd be great for you. But now you start to get lean and keen and sexy looking. Good luck with that one. There'll be a beer and pizza pretty shortly on the table, okay? Because he's not going to be one left behind. So understand something. People are beautiful, but their beliefs are terrible. Their beliefs are toxic, okay? Their beliefs are not their beliefs, and that's it. So that's why we teach here that when you're a practitioner, you don't judge ever again. You observe. And you observe, and if you observe, then you're going to get all the answers you want from that person, because you're going to feel your way through. You're going to look at the condition that person is in, not the condition they have. Oh my God, can we stop it? Can we stop focusing on the physical? Because understand something, the emotional, okay, creates all the physical. Listen, two people can come together and have a baby, yes or no? One person can have a tumor all by themselves, can't they? So just think what you could grow, just think what you could do if you were in the conscious moment and you knew how to do it. Or if you just went into that subconscious brain of yours, which is 90% of your brain, and you actually weeded out all of these dysfunctional belief systems, right? And you didn't have anything in you except unconditional love for yourself. Well, for one thing, you won't have the same friends. For one thing, you'll have a lot of bickering with your family, thinking that you don't love them anymore, okay, because you won't suffer with them anymore. But that's only for about 9 months to a year. Can you hang in there? So this is all about what it's like to become a real New World practitioner. Is it's that you're learning that it's okay to unconditionally, totally love yourself and not have to forgive yourself for anything ever again. Because understand something, if you totally unconditionally loved yourself, who are you going to hurt? You're not going to hurt anyone. You're going to get your own health together. And guess what? You're going to be the light for those who can. And there are going to be people that are very near and dear to you that have such steep beliefs in hate for themselves. I said hate, okay? And they're never going to be able to love themselves that much. Let me tell you something. Whether I like it or not, when I do a whole life coach course, I wouldn't say every class, but sometimes there's one or two that they just can't top out. Their belief systems are so toxic, okay? They can't do it. They can't do it. They don't understand that they're not themselves. They don't understand that they need to just connect to their breath. They're living with so much shame or so much guilt, they can't get through it. They got to go back to smoking or toking or drinking, okay? Or just judging. And I get it. So understand, my course is not meant for everybody. So you need to get that. It's only meant for the select few. Understand that. Because this is emotional boot camp. This is where you're willing to take a good look at yourself and find out it wasn't yourself. You're willing to get rid of all of those pieces, okay, which is probably about 70% of your belief systems minimum, that are not serving you. You're willing to do that, and you're willing to put a smile on and just go, wow, that's what shame feels like. That's what guilt feels like. That's what judgment feels like. And just move on, and ready to move on and breathe through it. Because understand something, the depression, the anxiety, the anger, it will start to not come around as much, and it won't be as powerful, and it won't knock you down as hard. And it'll change over time. But understand, your subconscious doesn't care what belief is in there. The prominent dominant ones are going to be served to you every day like a meal, okay? Until you awaken to the fact that you have to try to keep yourself in the conscious moment. 3, 2, 1, I got this. A slight smile, lion heart breathing. All of these simple things that can help to set you free. If a practitioner flies out of Hawaii to certify someone, besides the cost to do that, is the fees the same to attend as attending the class in Ixtapa? If somebody flies to Hawaii to certify, understand, I'm sending, okay, one of my certified trainers to you. Wherever they go, you're paying their airfare. You're paying $250 a day for them to fly there and to fly back. You're paying $35 a day for food, okay? And then to be certified for one person, don't take me, quote me. I'm not good at this part, okay? But I think it's around $12,000. So if you came here, it's $8,000 for the whole course. If they go for the non-surgical, I know what it is. I think it's $10,000. And then if there's 2 people in the course, it's $15,000. So don't quote me again. I mean, if you're really serious, you're going to call, and you're not going to put my feet to the fire, because I don't deal with that part. Okay? All right? But it's approximately around there. The personal treatment and trainings are around like $5,200 for like 6 days, and that'll be like for a couple. And then depending on how many people are doing it, we just add 8 hours. For every extra person past 2, if it's a bigger personal treatment and training, we add 8 hours onto it. Okay, and it's $175 an hour, I'm pretty sure. Now, isn't that something? I'm pretty sure. Go figure, right? I just do all the training and I do all the writing, but I don't do the financial stuff. But you can call us and we can go through that with you. It'll be Tara or Lori that will do it. And with this new platform that I was telling you, that we won't need to build websites for people, we'll be able to give them much more for much less. I'm not kidding. Much more for much less. And we were building the websites at cost for all our practitioners. I'm just going to take this off unless somebody asks a question. We were building all the websites at cost. We didn't make a penny extra, and we didn't. But I think you're going to pay less and you're going to get a lot more from us. This is probably the most powerful platform. Well, it is the most powerful platform I've ever seen in my life. And it's going to take over a lot of things, make things smoother, so that people, when they go on, they can study easier, they can contact us, find a group that they want to be involved in, or a training online, or come to a certification, or, do whatever you want. Is there any others on there or no? If not, let's bring up the questions. Does anybody is there anybody that wants to come on and talk to me? And if you want, why don't you go over and grab my phone from Lori, and then I'll actually, if people want to call me, I'll give them my phone number and they can call me on the phone. How's that? I really don't like this new system, but it is what it is. Okay. Hi, will there be any certification courses in the UK? Please, by any chance. If we got a group together, thank you. If you get a group together, I'm in Australia at the moment, no V, but allowed to fly to the UK. So if you get a group together with the Whole Life Coach certification, you get 4, we'll come. You're going to need to get 12 to get me to come. 12. I need 12 in the class, okay? And I will come. Understand something. We will come. I need 12 to do the I need 12 to do the Whole Life Coach certification, and we need at least 4 for Sage to come and do the certification training, okay? Just know that. Okay, where was the UK thing? I don't see it now. Can you go back, please? Okay. It's down further. Okay, good. All right, we did that one. If a practitioner, we did this one too, didn't we? We did that one. Is there any others? Is that it? Nope. Greetings from New York, and tremendous thanks for all your words of wisdom. I'm a huge fan, and Sharon is my coach. My 86-year-old mom, who is on medication for the last 9 months, is afraid to leave the house because she occasionally feels like her head is struck by lightning. Well, first of all, we need to understand something. The medication, I'm not going to get into that, but I don't think anybody should be medicated. If you have to be, do it then. But the reality is the lightning is actually crystallization and scar tissue in her occipital area, neck, and in her shoulders. And believe it or not, if you were to do and use your elbow, we use Wolf non-surgical. It takes time to be trained. But, I know what you should do. Do you think you can get your 86-year-old mother to buy a clapper? Get her to clap her occiput and her neck area, and clap her shoulders. I'm telling you, it's really going to help. And because the actual lightning that she's feeling is actually it's a scar tissue issue that's wrapping around her nerves. I just love this part. You gotta love this part, everyone. I got stenosis. The doctor said that the nerves in my spine are dead and it'll never be alive again. And they're saying that they're gonna have to do surgery. I'm gonna call BS. And I'll tell you what I'll do. I've got a course starting in a Whole Life Coach certification course starting on Monday. And I will play for you one of the top surgeons in New York that is telling one of my patients that guess what? That they have stenosis and the nerves are dead. I will go through the whole recording. I will explain everything that he's saying, and I will explain it so logically you're going to go, oh my crap, seriously. And I'm going to go, yes, seriously. Well, guess what? If you want to go see a surgeon, what are you going to get? Vegetables? No, surgery. Okay? If you want to go to somebody who's in natural health, they're going to try to do it all naturally, right? Okay. Anyways, let me see here. Is afraid to leave the house because she occasionally feels like her head is struck by lightning. Well, I already told you, it's shocks. You know, we all have felt shocks, and you're not going to get shocks unless you've got scar tissue. And the scar tissue, when you get stressed out, and when she gets stressed out, she tightens up. When she tightens up, those knots that are in her shoulders and her neck, they press on the nerves, and there's your lightning rod. Yeah, really. Okay, are we done yet? Or it's displaced calcium actually laying on the nerve, and it acts just like coral, and it pokes at the nerve, causing lightning. Okay, why don't you ask any person with gout? Do you know what gout is? Gout is crystallization in your toe. Go to move your toe, and those crystals will actually poke at the nerves, and you can't even walk. So your your mom, okay, when she gets tight up here, tension, right, like we do, oh my God, what's going on? Okay, or she gets tired, she gets tense, that is going to cause the constriction and the tightening, and there you go. There's your lightning rods. And then she can't move for a few minutes. Of course, she's got to calm down and relax. And as soon as she relaxes, so try to get her to do the lion heart breathing. Try to see if you can get her DMSO rose cream from us. And then also get Pain Away essential oil. And don't put them on at the same time. Just try the DMSO first, see how she likes it, and massage it in. DMSO is made from pine trees. That'll go in, increase the circulation, and guess what? Your mother's gonna feel great, okay? And then I want you to put on the Pain Away essential oil as often as you possibly can, every 15 minutes to a half an hour. And guess what? She's gonna go, oh my God, honey, I have not felt this good in a long time. So the deeper the hole, the bigger the problem, the more you repeat it. The DMSO rose cream, you could put that on and massage it in 3 to 5 times a day, and then do the Pain Away essential oil away from it, because it might be too much energy for her. You could try it on one shoulder on a little spot and ask her how she likes it. She might say, oh my God, that's deep, that's beautiful, or there's too much energy going on, and then just don't do it again, okay? She can tell when it's coming and sits down immediately. Well, guess why? Because guess what? Circulation is coming down because contraction is coming up. And every time that she gets herself going, this is going to happen. She calls it mini stroke. That's right. Okay. Oh, and does anybody know what strokes are caused from? Okay. Mini stroke, a stroke and a heart attack are caused basically by the same thing. How many people here think it's cholesterol? How many people think that it's cholesterol and plaque? Well, no. Most of the time, it's a little piece of blood called a clot. And what happens is, as you become more acidic, okay, you pull the minerals from your actual arteries. As you pull the minerals from your arteries, would that kind of weaken them? Yeah, I think so. Okay, and because there's minerals there. But the other thing is that when it gets, when you get really acidic, okay, you're going to start to get cracks. You're going to get cracks in your arteries, just like you get wrinkles on your face. So what your body says, we got to make more cholesterol to goop up the cracks, because it would rather goop up the cracks with cholesterol than actually patch them with calcium. But the more acidic you get in your blood, the more calcium you pull from your bones, come on, to buffer down the blood so you don't what? Go into a coma or die, because that's what would happen if your blood got too acidic. So then when you goop up the cracks with the calcium, you do know the calcium's kind of like coral, right? It's kind of jagged. Well, if it goes in there and you move the wrong way, or the artery, if it does a little cut on that artery, then you're going to bleed. Then guess what? Your body wants to clot. Well, what if a clot breaks away? So understand, this is how heart attacks and strokes actually happen. Thank you very much. So the reality is, if you can get the calcium back into the bones, but that means you'd have to buffer down the pH, which means you'd have to eat, think, and drink, and become more alkaline. You'd have to stop freaking out all the time, dumping adrenaline and histamine and cortisol into your body and into your blood. So that would have to happen too, but that's not going to happen, because right now we're going into climate change, which is not real, the monkey thing, which is not real, and yeah, it's all just so much fun. Can't wait. Okay, if I was going to do something that wasn't real, I'd try to pick something that was a little bit more fun. She calls it a mini stroke, but how can she be having a mini stroke every day? Well, she's not having a mini stroke. I just told you that it's actually just poking at the nerves, and she's getting shocked by it. It's either scar tissue choking off the nerves, okay, or it's displaced calcium poking at the nerves like a needle. Can you point me to a video of yours which would apply to this symptom? Well, why don't you go and watch the A to Z masterclass. That's, go to docofdetox.com, click on masterclass, and then the A to Z wellness masterclass is about almost $1,000. Just type in Wolf Non-Surgical, now you can have it for free. Go watch the 2.5-hour video and then start watching the areas of her body, because I have different separate areas of the body. Why don't you go watch that and then call me on extension 5 and challenge me. That's what I would do. I'd like the whole world to challenge me on this stuff, right? Where do you offer the whole body and joint restoration certification, and how much is it? Well, actually, it's a personal treatment and training. And like I said, I'm going to say approximate, okay? It's approximately between 5,000 and 6,000. We are coming there for 6 days. We'll come to your home, we'll come to your clinic, or you can come here to Ixtapa World Healing and Training Center. If you go to personaltreatmentandtraining.com, you can read all about them, or you can go into my library and just look at the guide, right? Do you want to show it to them? You've got it up, right? That's the personal treatment and training slide right there. Yeah, he's got it up right now, so you can check that out. Hi, Doc. Please, can I confirm it's okay to take just the deep wolf non-surgical? Yes, you can do the wolf non-surgical on its own. Absolutely. I know it's not ideal, but is it allowed? You know, first of all, I don't like rules. Okay, let's get rid of all the rules. Let's have unconditional love and try to do whatever we can for everybody who wants to move forward in their life. And understand something. You will come and do the wolf. You will come and do the wolf non-surgical, and in that class, you're going to have a lot of people you can learn from that took the whole life coach, because everything from the invisible creates physical. Okay, all physical problems in the body all happen on an emotional level, first in the mind. And understand, every part of the body has a different emotion attached to it. But go into my Perfect Day manual, go get a Perfect Day consultation, which everybody should get. If you're coming for a personal treatment or training, coming for the Wolf Non-Surgical course, or you're coming for the Whole Life Coach certification, you pay $150 for a Perfect Day consultation. We'll give you the PDF Perfect Day guide. And if you come to take the course, I'll give you $150 free in product. Why? Well, because I've got to put that out. I got to put the carrot out in front of everyone. When people go and do the Perfect Day before they come here and they start eating right, thinking right, drinking right, do you think that they don't have more energy? Do you think it makes it easier for us? Do you think they're more successful? Yeah, so we're going to do whatever we can, because most people aren't worth anything, because most people have poverty consciousness, so they won't spend $150. But if they spend $150, they're going to go, oh my God, I can't believe how much energy I have, how much more flexible I am. I can't believe that I've done this much with myself. I am amazing. And then they know that they can do so much more when they come. Trevor, I'm in the process of saving up for my course, but I was wondering if it would be better for me to get treatment done on my knee first. Had knee injury 2.5 years ago, after it blew out playing hockey, because it's been causing me lots of pain just walking around. What do you reckon? I want to know where you live, Trevor. Trevor, where do you live? That's the first thing. Next thing is, I guarantee you that, okay, I guarantee you, and I want you to come on the show, you go to one of my Wolf non-surgical therapists, get one treatment, you're going to go, it's a miracle. And then what we want to do, we want to clap the knee area. We want to get DMSO gel for that area and paint away essential oil. And we're going to have that thing come back together. And I'm going to tell you something. We haven't had anybody that was booked for knee surgery go to surgery in the last probably 5 years. I know nobody wants to believe me, but it's the truth. Even when they say, oh, you're bone on bone in your knee or your hip, guess what? You're not bone on bone. The cartilage is calcified. And if you have only 10% of your cartilage left, which you do, and it's just calcified, it'll grow back. Did you hear what I just said to all you doctors and surgeons, is the cartilage will grow back. Thank you very much. Okay? Next one, please. Dear Doc, which one is it? Can you get to it? Okay, hi Doc, please confirm it's okay to take, no, we already have that one. Can you go down, please? Yep. Please scroll. Thank you. How to speak to you. Okay, Well, I'm not going to take any calls today, but I promise you that if you call me and you don't get me because one of my assistants, all you got to do is give me your phone number, and I promise you that I'll call you back. Or they'll tell you when my break is, but my 855-900-4544 extension 5. Okay? My WhatsApp phone number is 250-801-5893. Okay? So that's how hard it is. Okay, she's on no medication. She has one. Thank you so much. She has one. She has one what? I'm not sure what she means. She's on no medication. I guess that's her mother.
Yeah.
Well, that's good that she's on no medication, but the reality is this: does your mother drink only warm or hot water? Does your mother do dairy? That's the most inflammatory food. What sugar addiction does your mother have? Seriously, how often does her bowels move, and would she be willing to get on daily cleansing tea and black gold, and would she be willing to do the ultimate coffee enema to start getting rid of the putrefaction? Because if she's that old, then she's got a cork in her, and her filters, which is her liver, is totally clogged up. And the only way to clean the actual liver properly is with an ultimate coffee enema, and you should help her, because when you smell the putrid, disgusting stuff that's going to come out of her, you're going to know why she's in that problem. Can you please admit Lola? She's trying to get in to Skype, or not Skype, but Zoom. Okay. I know I have many issues. This is Sherry. One of them is I never loved myself. Sherry, nobody's loved themselves, so don't even think, oh my God, your hair is beautiful. Oh my God, you wear nice clothes. And oh my God, guess what? Everybody looks in the mirror to put their makeup on, but they don't look in their eyes. And why don't you go and look in your eyes for 10 minutes and just say the Braveheart Oath. Okay, at the end of tonight, I'll do the Braveheart Oath. And understand something. I can tell you right now, I love Daryl. I'm going to protect Daryl. I'm going to respect Daryl. And if I don't do that, I can't give what I'm not. And understand something. If you're a mother, you know what I'm talking about. Would you like your children to respect themselves only 10%, 50%, 80%, or 100%? If they respect themselves 10%, they're going to be dead. It'll be called suicide. Okay? And if it's 50%, they will actually smoke, toke, drink. They'll become whatever they need to find the love that they have to have. If they unconditionally were taught how to love themselves, they would not compromise. They would not compromise their health. Okay? Ever. So understand, but I get it. Parents have never learned how to unconditionally love themselves. And so listen, Cherry, you just even saying and admitting that you've never loved yourself, guess what? That's not true. Can you block someone, please? They're coming in my ear. So make sure that everybody's muted. Okay? I want everybody muted. Now, unless they want to talk to me, then they put their hand up. Or they can do a message here. So, there'll be nothing more rewarding and nothing more difficult, not because loving yourself hurts, but because you're going to go against the grain of the whole platform that this world revolves on. Okay? This world revolves on you being programmed from 0 to 7. By the time that you are walking and talking, you're acting like your mother and father, and they've already started to punish you for it because they don't know that you're mimicking them. Isn't that kind of funny? We have kids, and nobody ever taught us that these little spirits were sent here to actually mimic what we do, to show us where we could grow and let go. Those brave little souls, they're not even like 1/5 the size of us, and they're brave enough to mimic us, and then they get punished for it. There's where it all starts. Okay. Joan. Oh, wait, no. I have never loved myself. When coming to your teaching, do people's mindset and how they feel about themselves, etc., turn around that fast? Well, okay. All right. So just so you know this, why don't you watch a testimonial that I'm going to do with Mark. Mark was a nurse. Mark was a psych nurse. And watch the testimonial. I'm going to tell you why watch the testimonial. We'll be playing it in the next day or two as soon as we shoot it. Watch the testimonial. And the testimonial is going to go like this. He was in my class. We got to day 3. He hated himself. He would break down crying. Okay? Because of hate and shame. I mean, I'm telling you this because once you become a New World practitioner, you are not ashamed of what you were because that's not who you are. I'm not ashamed to tell you anything that I've done. And I don't care if you judge me. That'll be your problem. But understand something. The 3rd day, just near the end of the 3rd day, we all saw it. He went boom. And he hasn't gone back since. And understand something, he's done 2 complete New World Practitioner courses, and he decided he wasn't moving back home. He decided he was staying here for a 3rd. He wants to be, and when he came, he only came to take Whole Life Coach. Meanwhile, now he's taken 3 complete 23-day courses. He didn't do it for the money. He did it because he actually is winning the earth game now, which is unbelievable. So no, you'll change, love. There's no way. There's no way that you won't change. I see your face. I see who you are. I'll tell you who you are. Would you like to know who you are, Sherry? Okay, Sherry, this is who you are. You're a beautiful person, and everybody thinks you're beautiful. You would do anything for anyone. You forgive very quickly, okay? And that's the problem. We don't want to have to forgive anyone because the reality is the people we love, if we keep forgiving them, deep down inside we'll get to hate them or hate ourselves for doing it. The reality is that you don't mind your own business. You're very beautiful. You're healthy. I can see it. You may not feel healthy inside, but the reality is your mind never stops. You're a real thinker, aren't you, Sherry? You're always thinking about things, and sometimes it exhausts you. But understand, if I talk to anybody, they're going to say that you are such a beautiful soul. So would you learn? No, you wouldn't learn. You would excel. End of story. Wondering how to come, this is Joan, how to come to your place to do the Wolf non-surgical course and have my sons come as well for several treatments. I don't know, just come. There's no rules to fly here. When you come, if you stay, like when people come for 30 days, it's like it's around $35. If you're coming shorter, it's around $45 for a room. If you're getting a double room, of course it's more, I don't have all the pricing, but it's in my braveheartnation.com. And as far as your sons go, okay, first of all, do they like to surf? Surfing is 5 minutes away. The beach is only 5 minutes away. They do turtle releases, okay? Only 10 minutes away, not even 5 minutes, eh? All kinds of restaurants, all kinds of shopping, right? The town has only got a population of 3,500.
Don't lie, it's 6 minutes.
It's 6 minutes?
Yeah.
Not 5, 6. Okay, all right. But is it safe here?
Absolutely.
It's the safest place in the world, isn't it? It's the safest place in Mexico. It's so beautiful. And hey, there's a lot of get-togethers, and we have parties after every certification course, right? We all get together with those, right? And you're going to meet so many people that you're going to call family because they're all on the same mission as you. And that's the deal right there. Okay, and as far as bringing your sons, okay, so we have Dawn, who came with her 2 daughters, 7 and 8. And then we have, what? 4 and 8. Oh yeah, I was talking about another person, sorry. So, and we had Holly was here, and Holly brought 6, right?
Oh, Holly, yeah.
There was 6 or 7. I don't. She had 6 or she had 6 or 7 kids, and she was here for 5 months. So, and doing the trainings. So just know that everybody brings their kids. Okay, yeah. All right. So I don't know. Just call me, or call the 800 number if you don't want to talk to me. I don't know why people are scared to talk to me, right? Oh my God. Oh, Anyways, I'm just a guy. I'm wondering if my 90-year-old grandma's knee is fat. She had cortisone shots in it. It bothers her and it wobbles. Okay, first of all, you got to understand something. Cortisone after 2 years will be breaking down the area it was injected into. You got to get rid of it. So understand, I already told you that. You know, if we could do Wolf non-surgical on it, do the DMSO, do the clapping, get her a clapper, do the pain away essential oil, and also if we could get her bowels cleaned and we could actually get her colon cleaned and get her on a perfect day diet, or I don't know how much she weighs, so you might want to tell me, that might help too. Let me see, okay, let me see here. I did your belly button therapy and clapper for her bad knee after the first time. I can now bend and squat. Can I do the same for her? Well, of course you can. And understand, she's only getting loose tendons and ligaments because there's no circulation. You know, the cortisone is actually causing a lot of the problem. That's why it's getting floppy and sloppy. But all we got to do is bring the circulation back by getting rid of the blocks, which are crystallization, displaced calcium, and scar tissue. I'm telling you the truth. I don't know where you live. If there was a non-surgical, Wolf non-surgical therapist, they did one treatment, they'd blow your mind. That's it. That's all I can say. I meant she has a clapper. Okay, we'll follow all your advice. Thank you so much. Glad the sale is still on. The sale's on until Friday night, 1 minute to midnight. I have the black gold, black diamond, iodine, ionic silver, C60, coconut oil, tea, etc. Can I give any of these to my 13-year-old dog? Okay, first of all, your dog is going to love the C60. Wait till you see its coat. Wait till you see it'll stop its cataracts. It'll help its mind. The tea, let's say your dog weighs, okay, if a human being is taking 8 ounces twice a day, and your dog weighs 50 pounds, okay, then you would take, for that dog, only 2 ounces of tea and put that into its drinking water. I promise you it'll like the taste. Just start there and then watch its bowels. It won't have diarrhea, trust me. It could be 4 ounces, but we're only going to start off with 2 ounces. And as far as the iodine goes, that's not so important. Ionic silver, just put that right into the water. Dog won't even know it. Just put a teaspoon of it. The black gold, mix with the dog's food. Don't do the black diamond, but mix the black gold with the dog's food and then see what we got. You are going to be simply amazed. I can handle people cutting me down, and you are correct about me forgiving people. And I do think where it does drive me crazy, when anyone compliments my soul like you did, I start to cry because I can't accept it. Thank you. Well, no, it's not that you can't accept it, sweetheart. You can't believe it. You can't believe it. You can't believe it. You don't know what kind of a beautiful soul spirit you are. I mean, your energy is coming right through your picture. I see it all. You're not a pretender. You're real. You got this. Your potential is unbelievable. And honestly, if I looked at your picture and I didn't feel it that way, I would be as nice as possible. But I'm never going to BS anyone, am I? Do I BS anybody?
Yes.
Bullshit, people. Oh, get out of here. Okay, you're fired.
Finally! Dog is free.
That's it. Okay, I know he never gets to go home on time. Okay, all right. Okay, anything else? Do you want to keep going?
That's all.
Okay, all right. Is there any on anywhere else? Because if there isn't, then we'll go home. Once the questions stop, we're going home, right?
Yeah.
We're going home. All right. Karen, a friend of mine has been told by their doctor that antibiotics he was on for 4 months ago has killed all his good bacteria in his gut, and he needs a fecal transplant. I'm horrified. Is that a thing? He has done probiotics with no... Okay, first of all, probiotics don't work. Probiotics don't work, okay? I'll tell you what works. Daily cleansing tea and black gold work. That's what I would be doing. And understand that. And as far as the fecal transplant goes, he's right. It could save a life. I know it sounds crazy, but if you were to get like a teaspoon of feces from a person on a really good diet, and they actually, I don't know, they do it through a tube into your stomach so you don't have to taste it. But I know in other countries, they'll actually freeze it, okay? All right? And they'll coat it with just a little bit of chocolate. Are you with me? And it's frozen with chocolate around it. And then you swallow it, and then it melts, okay? So nobody, yeah. So, and listen, you know, I have had friends too with their dog that could do nothing else for the dog. What they did was they got a healthy dog and they actually froze a tablespoon, just a level tablespoon of fecal matter, and they put it down the dog's throat, and the dog was up and moving around by the afternoon of the next day, and the dog was dying. It's all about bacteria. And understand something, the medical system, well, think about it. I've got an earache, back antibiotics, sinusite, back antibiotics. Okay, I'm gonna get a tooth pulled, antibiotic, oh my God, please. Anyway, so the reality is by the time they're done, and by the time you've eaten all those animal products that are on antibiotics, and all of those animal byproducts like dairy and cheese and yogurt, they all have antibiotics in them unless it's organic and free range. So the reality is that's why the world is going down, crashing real fast here. Anne, okay, thank you, Anne, for saying that. That's really nice of you to say that. Colette, question: bone density test at the Doc of Detox. How or what is used? An X-ray? No. No, this is an electrical device. You put your heel into it, there's no pain, and the reading is exact, and it's free, okay? But we don't do anything with X-ray. I mean, we have what's called thermography here, which is beyond any X-ray you get, okay? It is the most in-depth reading thermography in the world. So we will do nothing toxic, nothing harmful, nothing dangerous. We don't do that. We're not allowed to. Damn. Okay. Stuart, come to the UK. You get the people, I'll come. You get the people. The reality is this, you know, if you even had a personal treatment and training for 4 people, I think I could get Sage to go. You know, the reality is if you got 4 people for a certification, I could probably get them to go. I'm not going anywhere unless there's 12 people in a whole life coach certification, okay? Training. It has to be 12. And I'll tell you why. Because we've got enough people with enough different personalities that the training's going to be amazing. We don't need more, but I don't want less. Thank you. Child Jesus, would love you to come to UK too. Well, then get together, everybody. You know what I'll do? You know what we'll do? I will talk by next Thursday. I will have an email that you can send if you would like to have information about getting enough people to come to the UK for personal treatment and training or for a certification, and then we'll collect those people. How's that? We'll do that for the UK. We would do it for anywhere, and it'll be like uk@docofdetox.com. Let me get that. I'll work on it tomorrow. Right?
Yep.
Can you make a note? And tell them that we want that, and then I'll let you know that, and I'll unleash it next Thursday, and we'll let people know we have it. And then we'll see how many people email us, right? And then we'll start talking about it, you know? Is the price for the course, we already did that one.
Yep.
This is very interesting. I wish I had this 40 years ago with my firstborn. Yes, Denise. Everybody wishes. You know, if you ever took our pain-free pregnancy, you would never be in pain. You would deliver in 30 to 45 minutes max. Did you hear what I said? The only reason why you can't deliver is you're a scar tissue issue, you've got displaced calcium, you've got crystallization, and you've got the living crap scared out of you because guess what? You've never been able to master your mind or your body, and that's our job to help you with that. And totally agree. And they put that nasty monitor on the belly. It's torture. Felicia, got it, thanks. Michelle, to be a practitioner, do you have to already hold a license after training? Let me tell you something. To be a practitioner, you need to have passion and purpose. That's it. And understand something. If you come to me, usually with a license that you're already some kind of practitioner, that can actually cause you trouble. What if you were trained in so many dysfunctional beliefs that it's hard to get you to move, you know? Think about it. People aren't stubborn. They're caught in their dysfunctional subconscious beliefs they don't even know they have. People hurt themselves and others without even knowing it because it's deep subconscious beliefs. For God's sakes, how many people, how many doctors will use chemo on their patients but not their family? How many do you know, guys? How many do you think? 80%, there was a study done that said they would never do chemo or radiation on their own family. And these are chemo doctors. Let's just understand something, you know? Carla, I am a personal trainer and I am interested in adding your certification course to my service. If you're a personal trainer and you come and we'll teach you, how much does athletic deep tissue training cost? Well, first of all, I would come and take the non-surgical, Wolf non-surgical, which cost $6,000. If you didn't do that, then you could take the athletic training, which is going to be around in between 5 and 6. Come to the Wolf non-surgical, which is a 12-day training, and I'll tell you something right now. You better be ready. Oh, here's you, right? You're training someone. Oh my gosh, I feel that thing in my back. You'll go to their SI joint, you'll work on it for 5 minutes, and you'll give them total relief, and you'll go back to working out. Oh my God, my knee feels like it's going to go out. You'll go and work on it 15 minutes, and it's back to normal. You'll go work on anything, anywhere in their body, and you will fix them. And then what's going to be the problem here? I'll tell you the problem, Carla. You're going to be having people come to you in droves and lineups. You will outdo chiropractic, physiotherapy, acupuncture, massage, shiatsu, and I am not putting this stuff down. I've been at this for 43 years. And when it comes to actually reversing things, think about it. If you're not changing scar tissue back into beautiful, elastic, toned connective tissue, then what are you doing? If you're not getting the calcium back into the bones, what are you doing? If you're not melting the crystallization, what are you doing? Well, if you're a chiropractor, you're straightening things out, or you're trying to jam the joint back in. But what if the tendon and the ligament and the muscles are a little bit like beef jerky and they've shrunk a little? Well, they're not going to stay that way. As soon as you're stressed out, or as soon as you hit the next stoplight, it's going to pop out again. Why do chiropractors say, hey, if you sign up for a year, I'll give you a discount? Okay, why do we tell you that we're coming to treat you, not treat you, but train you? Let me tell you something. Go to a physio, and what do? Please, anybody's going to get well by the time that they get you well, because they're not doing it. And I don't care. People can get upset with me. It doesn't matter. I'm more concerned about people setting themselves free, not people not accepting the truth. I have a doctorate in acupuncture, thank you very much. I took shiatsu course for a year, okay? I also took craniosacral therapy, okay? Reflexology. I did every body touch. I did body touch training. I did acupressure training. I mean, I did joint therapy training. But none of it works like this, because understand, it's all about the tissues that used to have blood flow, energy flow, and lymph flow. They got stuck, and then because of inflammation, they came down and they got knotted. And every physical block you have in your body is cutting off your circulation. How many people, you know what? I'm going to tell you something right now. And you can believe this or not believe this, don't really care. But give me anybody that is in total physical condition, and they'll be limping by the time they're 40 or 50 if they don't have a perfect day diet. The scar tissue and the displaced calcium is going to knock them down. And that's the truth. All right? Let me tell you something. Sports therapists, they dread us, okay? We're like a kryptonite to them, because we can go in and turn things that fast. I've got 3 people that are top athletes in the pro field, okay? Football, okay? And baseball, they're in. And I had to sign an NDA that I cannot mention their names. They don't even want their team members knowing it. They'll be told that it's going to take 3 months, 6 months to heal. We'll fly in, work on them. It stays. You need to understand something. It's always been a scar tissue issue. And understand something. You want to know something? You don't go to surgery unless you've got a ton of scar tissue. It's either choking off your spine, or it's made your hip on fire and you can't even move, you're so stiff. Okay, you're so stiff in your knee, or you can feel your knee, it feels like it's either going to go out or it can't. You can't extend, you can't flex, you don't have your strength anymore. There's no such thing as old age. There's getting older, but there's no such thing as old age, okay? There's such thing as scar tissue displaced calcium crystallization, that's it, okay? And every cell is a battery, and when that cell is trying to buffer itself down with calcium because it doesn't want to become cancerous, the calcium gets wrapped around the mitochondria, which are the powerhouse of a cell, and then the mitochondria can only spin 300 to 500 times when they're supposed to be spinning 2,500. That's why you don't have energy. Good luck trying to keep up with me. Come and visit me, find out. Let me come and teach a course. See if you can keep up with me. Keep up with this and keep up with this. You're not going to. Because when you master your mind, you master your body. And when you understand that everything is about frequency and everything is about vibration, and it's about having no blocks in your body, you wouldn't have stiffness, you wouldn't have pain, you wouldn't have inflammation, and you wouldn't have swelling if you didn't have blocks in your body. But first you had a block in your head. And that was the programming that they put in you from 0 to 7. And guess what? I just want somebody to challenge me. And if you want, you can say, I'm a professional, I want to come on for an hour, and I want to put you down on the ground, Daryl. Well, come on, I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it. Because guess what? Let's get it out there. Let's get the majority of the population know that they've been ruled, schooled, and fooled. Okay? Where do you take the training? How is it different from Wolf Non-Surgical Certification course? Well, it isn't. That's what we're talking about. So how is it different? Well, I see. The personal treatment and training is different because that's a one-on-one. And then if you can get people for us to work on, if we came to you, that's great. But the reality is you come to Wolf Non-Surgical, you're going to have anywhere from 10 to 20 people in the room. Do you know how many, fibroids, tumors, people with knee problems, ankle problems, spinal problems, neck problems, I mean, you're going to see every problem in there. And you're going to see us reverse things faster than you've ever seen in your life before. What's that going to do for your confidence level? You're going to go, wow, if they can do it, I can do it. So one-on-one training is great for those who want it, but guess what? You go into a Wolf Non-Surgical it's a 12 days, so it's 11 days of training, 1 day in the middle for a break. You go in there and then you tell me that you're not going to rock your world, that you know that you're not going to go home. You're going to go home and you're going to back up everybody. There won't be enough of you. That's it. I make that promise. I know I can. Got to remember something. I put this course together when I was 27 years old. 27 years old, I did my first Wolf Non-Surgical certification. That's the first time I did it. Can you grab me the manual, please? Both of them, are they back there? I'm just going to show you something. Just so you understand that you're dealing with the real thing. Okay? I'm going to show you our manual. You won't be able to get really the whole vision of it. But let me just tell you that there is no manual like ours. All right? So here it is. This is our Wolf Non-Surgical manual. Okay? Now I'm going to try to open it up here. Okay, so it starts off with the whole A to Z thing, showing you the domino effect of the whole thing, how you've been set up on an emotional level, so that you would just terrorize yourself with adrenaline and cortisol, so that you would create so much inflammation in your blood and in your tissue, so you create lots of scar tissue and displaced calcium. There's a lot. This is 400 pages. So you can see the pictures. Let me see here. They're the pictures. So every part of your body, we have the description on how to do it. We have the picture. Every part of your body, we tell you what emotional problem created the issues in your tissues. Okay? All right? So you can see, we also have diagrams for every part of the body, and we show you where you're working on, what the muscles are, what the bones are, what the nerves are, what all the tendons, what the ligaments are, so you can learn those over time. But you need to understand something, and you need to get this. So Melissa, who took our course, do you know what she said? And she's been a nurse for 18 years. Do you know what she said? She said, Dr. Wolf, this is the truth, and she's going to do a testimonial on it. She said that I learned more about the body when I did the Wolf Non-Surgical course, and this is a technique using the elbow to bring the fibers apart to get rid of the displaced calcium. to melt that crystallization. She said, I learned more in this 12-day course and in the 9-day whole life coach certification than I did in 22 years of being a nurse. I didn't say it, she said it. And I'll tell you, a lot of the other people will be saying it. So we've had everybody here. We've had oncologists take our course. So, you know, and then we've had mothers, we've had accountants, okay, we've had people, you know, I've got a couple that used to work up in the oil fields. So the oil fields, you know, have died. They came 3 years ago. I hope you know that she took the course one time after 23 days, went home and opened up her business. Do you know how successful they are? They're booked up for 6 months. 6 months, him and her. 6 months, you can't get into them, all right? And just so you know that, well, I won't tell you how much they make because you won't believe me. Okay, let's just, and then here's the perfect day guide, okay? This is the one for practitioners. It's similar to the one that you get, it's a PDF. It's a PDF guide. Let me see, I gotta get the right way here. Okay, so you can see this book, all right? Just so you know, both of these have probably be close to, between the writing, the graphics, the rewriting of them. We've rewritten these books over the last 40 years. And they're the best it gets. I'd like you to challenge me on it. I don't care if you're a nurse, you're a doctor, you're a chiropractor, or you worked in the oil rigs. Understand something, you're gonna come and take my course and it's gonna change your life. Let me tell you something right now. The biggest sucker punch is you actually believe that to be a health practitioner, you've got to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. You've got to go for years. Okay? Has anybody ever noticed that we've been lied to? Not a little, but a lot? Okay? All right? Has anybody noticed that you never get the information to get rid of the inflammation, to get rid of the crystallization or the mutation in your body? Does anybody understand that cancer is not a death sentence? That cancer is a storage shed? Okay? And I'm not going to get into all that right now. Can we go back up? Did I do that? Oh, I would come and take the Wolf non-surgical before I'd ever do a PTT. Or I'd have somebody come and train me and certify me, because it would be a lot better off to be certified. Okay? Lynn. Okay, no. Felicia, what if they already have stents? Well, if they already have stents, you got to understand okay, first of all, why don't you do me a favor, Felicia? Take the person with the stent. Have them lay down on their back. Even if they are right-handed, and the right hand is the prominent hand, I guarantee you that the left side, which is not prominent, over top of their heart and around their heart, will be anywhere from 1/4 inch to 1.5 inches higher on the left side. And guess what? That's scar tissue and displaced calcium. This person who had the stent, this is just my personal opinion, but it's true, you can do your own research. They didn't need the stent. They didn't need the stent. People don't need pacemakers either. People who need pacemakers have anxiety. They have a gasping heart. They can't get enough oxygen, can't get enough minerals. You do know that 90% of the people rushed to the hospital for a heart attack only had a fart attack. And that was gas pressure pushing up at the heart and anxiety. I'm not making this stuff up. So understand that. And to have a stent means that you had too much cholesterol, displaced calcium, and scar tissue around the valve. And you're going to tell me that you could create that on an unconscious level, but you can't get rid of it on a conscious level? I'm going to tell you right now that we can have somebody with a 90% blockage in their heart come to us. And in 6 weeks, we will have a brand new set of arteries in that heart. And they will be as clean as a whistle. But then people don't want that. There's a lot of drama and trauma in people's lives. I mean, you're either looking for bliss and harmony and dose, which is dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, or you are looking for drama trauma. How many people are looking for drama trauma? Well, you're all trying to get off on something. So the reality is most people are looking for the adrenaline rush, yes or no? Yes or no? Did you hear? Did you hear? Right now, everybody's adrenals are flat burnt. They don't need adrenaline therapy. What they need is to learn how to calm down, connect to their lion heart breath, and learn to stay in the present moment and own it, and stop listening to anybody else. Listen to yourself. Go deep. Okay, what if they already had stents? Well, if they already had stents, that doesn't mean they're going to stay unhealthy. They can be completely healthy with the stents. It'd be better if they didn't have them, but if they have them, you can get completely healthy. You know what? You got the stent, but they didn't change the diet. They got the stent, but they didn't clean out their colon or their liver or their lymph system. They got the stent, but they still didn't change the way they live. That's it. Okay, where are we here? We got to quit in 4 minutes here. How can I get your tummy love, and also can I give it to my daughter? Of course you can. Did you not? Okay, so Dawn was it Dawn this morning, right?
Yep.
Dawn did a whole hour with me, okay, and she's a nurse, and both her daughters came here. She said right on the show that her daughter lives on it. How much? And somebody said, well, how much do you give her? She says they ask for it because they know. It's called tummy love. Angie, you can get it by just ordering it. Go on my website or call the 800 number tomorrow. Angie, life coach cost, thank you. Life coach cost is $3,500, but it's going to go up to $4,000, and it's 9 days. It's got to go up. It's got to go up because of our costs, and just know it should have went up to $4,000 a long time ago. This course in Texas and Toronto. But after that, the rest of the course, it'll be $4,000. It's $3,500. Tess, how would you approach torticollis? How would you do torticollis dystonia, twisting of the neck, possibly from an accident years ago? Okay, it doesn't matter really what happened. The reality is guess what? What about scoliosis? Would that be a twisting of the spine? Oh, the neck, twisting of the neck. It's not a twisting of the neck. It's scar tissue, dehydration. Okay, the scar tissue the muscles in your neck, okay, are dehydrated because there was too much inflammation in there, and that person keeps on trying to move the neck, causing micro tearing, which causes inflammation, low-grade inflammation, which causes more dehydration, and it's going to get worse and worse. Tess, I'm going to tell you something. You want to play a game? Get yourself down here, okay? Or, I'm going to Toronto and I'll be in McKinney, Texas. I will go live with you online with that person with that torticollis, and in 15 to 20 minutes, they're going to go, I don't have it. How's that? What they're going to do is they're going to lay down, put their head across my knee. That's going to then open up the neck. I'm going to go in and first work from the back of the ear down to the shoulder, just finding where I can find some open lines to get into, start to separate the tissue. Then once I've done that and I've brought down the tension, I'm going to go in between the vertebrae and I'm going to clean it. Now I would do one side of the neck, and depending how bad it is, I'm going to tell you something. I could be in there anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour, and that person is going to do this. Are you ready for this? They're going to do this. That's what they're going to do when I'm done. Or we could do a chiropractic adjustment. Oh my God, you just cause more stress to the shrinking tendons and ligaments. Oh, why don't we do acupuncture and try to move the energy? Oh, I know. Why don't we do massage and try to knead it out? There's nobody like us. It's not me being cocky. It's me telling you that relief is around the corner if you want. I would get, if I was this person, I would be buying a clapper. That's not going to cost you much. Go to my body care section. They're on sale. I would clap the area, and then I would put DMSO rose cream on, and then I would clap it for about 20 minutes, and I would learn to clap it as hard as I can. And watch how it feels. It's going to feel better. Remember something, everybody. Your tendons are shortening, your muscles are shortening, your ligaments are shortening. Okay, you know what you are? You're fried. Okay, so yeah, there was some damage, but guess what? The most damage is this, is your vagus nerve runs from here down here. Your vagus nerve is called the wandering nerve, and most people aren't in a parasympathetic state, they're in a sympathetic state because they have anxiety all the time, they don't even know it, they think that's normal living. And guess what? You're so stressed out here, you're frying out these muscles in your neck. You think I'm kidding? You ever eat a turkey dinner and you get the neck part and it's all dehydrated and it was overcooked? Well, that's what's happened to you. Now, how do you change that? Well, guess what? We don't break down scar tissue, we'll leave and floating. What we do is we open up the fibers and we allow the blood to come in and the energy and the lymph to come back. And guess what? Right before your eyes, it turns back into beautiful connective tissue. Hey, come on, I'd like somebody to prove me wrong. I can't even talk, I have too many shows. Prove me wrong. There you go. Okay, so I'd like somebody to prove that I'm wrong because I'm not. I'd like somebody to stand off with me and go, yeah, let's get this guy. Okay? Because the thing is here. Unless everybody's doing it, it's not accepted. Yes or no? Unless it's got the stamp of approval. Well, the only stamp of approval is needed by you. I will never have a stamp of approval from the medical system, from the government, or from anybody else. Is it government approved? Oh my God, please. Did I have to really hear that? Thank you very much. Okay, Debbie, sorry I got here late. How much is the Wolf Non-Surgical in Texas? It's $6,000. I won't have the money till August 10th. Will it be available then? There's only 20 allowed in the class. Okay, and if not, then well, we can do it and you can come another time, love. Okay? But August 10th, when is Texas? August something. Can you see there? Can you move that over? I can't keep up with our schedule. August 25th. No, the non-surgical in Texas is September 4th. Yeah, let's just say yes. You'll get in. I'll say yes, okay? I don't know what else to say. Okay. What else? Where are we? What? How would you approach? Okay, we did that already. We did that already. Where would I look to help my mom know how to care for her shoulder, because unfortunately she got the ball socket replacement and now her foreign parts are in there. That's okay, but it's still scar tissue. Okay, look at, even if you just got the DMSO rose cream and you massaged it in, love, and then wash your hands because you don't want DMSO in your eyes. And then she started putting just the Pain Away essential oil on there as often as she can think about it, every 20 minutes. If she did it, she's going to feel better. If you got her a clapper and mom just started like this, look. I'm telling you, after a few days, you'd be coming home and your mom, and she would have no shirt on, right? You'd be coming home and she'd be like this. And you'd be going, Mom, what are you doing? I'm feeling better. Okay, because guess what? I can clap any part of my body and I won't bruise. What happens to people that are actually dying? They bruise without touching anything. That's right. They're rotten to the core. They're degenerating. They're decomposing before your eyes. They also have they smell, don't they? People like that bruise smell. They're called overripe fruit. Okay? All right? An oldie and a moldy. But you don't have to be old to go moldy. Now, so go take a look at my Clapping for Health guide in my library and just clap here. Get a clapper. Clap here for 10 minutes. Just right there. And clap like that. And understand, I'll tell you something right now. You ready for this? 19 out of 20 of you are going to be all black and blue and swollen. And you'll have brown and green. And that's because of the infection in your blood, the infection in your lymph, and because this here is the meridian for your lungs and heart. And it's showing you how much damage you've done. And understand, most people have heart damage. Most people die of heart disease, don't they? That's what we die of the most, because we have a broken heart. We have an empty heart. Because you've never learned how to love yourself. You keep on looking for someone to love you, to make you whole. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. You must love yourself first and foremost before anyone else or anything else, so help me God. And if you don't, then you're sucking off everybody else and you're playing love ransom. Isn't that great? You've got the same relationship that everybody else has, a broken one. Okay? Find me a couple that is totally in love with their life, and you'll find a couple that love themselves first and foremost, unconditionally, so now they can do it for each other and their children. How to care for it. The socket was diverted, deviated out the shoulder bone. It's okay. You can still get in there and start clapping. He said was the only fix. She would have liked something natural. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. Go for surgery if you want, but guess what? We have a money-back guarantee. People don't go to surgery. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. And you know what? And it's not about us, how amazing we are. It's about how amazing the body is when we do things right. Just because we do things right, don't blame us. She would have liked something natural, but because she was 80, she said she didn't have that kind of time. Well, all she needed was an hour with us. We could have proved it. So now doing exercises to get her movement back to her beautician work. Okay, you ready for this? Tell her to go easy. Get her to the clapper. I know what I'm talking about. The DMSO, the Pain Away Essential Oil, and then I want you to go and have her go to my do-it-yourself guide in my library, and I want her to take a look at the crab stretch and start really slow with that. And then guess what? Call me. You and her call me on the phone. Maybe we'll even do a Skype thing, and I'll give her the boost she needs. And then if you want to check in with me, let's do it for fun, and let's just give her life back. Can we just do that? And for not a lot of money. So now doing exercises to get her movement. I already told you she needs to do the crab stretch, and she needs a clapper. That's the only exercises she should be doing. And go ahead and try to do the rest. Don't try to stretch it out like that. Look at the crab stretch, look at clapping. You could also tell her to get a shot glass or the bottom of an eyedropper bottle and start working it like this, getting right in there. It's called the bicipital groove. It's right in the middle of the shoulder. If she can loosen up the bicipital groove, she's going to go, oh my God, relief, relief, relief. Go look it up, bicipital groove. Anyways, just know this. If I had your grandmother, are you ready for this? I hope you are, because I'd love to do this on the air. If I had your grandmother for 15 minutes, I'd have her arm moving like she wanted. 15 minutes with under my elbow. 15 minutes. Oh, I just would love to do this. Wouldn't this be fun? Okay. She does want to fix the other side naturally. 15 minutes, I'll prove to her that we know what we're doing. Anyway, I want to help her how to work with it. I plan on doing non-surgical this fall. Well, then you guess what? You just fixed her. So understand something. Don't do it this fall. Do it sooner. Yeah, but I can't. Yes, you can. It's all priority. Okay, just do it. Melissa, you are our freaking hero. Well, you're my freaking hero, girl. Okay, I'm serious. We're going to the beach park to play late before we go home. All right, sounds great. Layla, what's the maximum in ounces can someone take daily of the daily cleansing tea? Layla, there is no maximum. Just make sure that 2 to 3 bowel movements. Don't make it any looser than a cow plop, and we're on a roll. Okay? Daily cleansing tea. Melissa, we want to just live with you guys forever at the palace. Well, I'm not going to live here forever. I'll tell you that much. I do live at the palace. I've been here for 8 months. I mean, Yard came, and he got out of here in 1 week. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm the manager of the hotel, I feel like some days. Okay. Annie, what can I do for leg cramps during pregnancy? Well, Annie, what you can do, why don't you call me, we'll talk about that. Because I need to talk to you personally. First of all, Annie, how much bread are you eating? Annie, how much flour products? How much dairy? How much sugar? How many times are you making a organic berry blender drink, my love? And are you putting black gold and coconut milk in it? Okay, Annie, are you doing the pelvic squats that are in my do-it-yourself guide? Are you doing the crab stretch? Okay? Are you getting yourself, Annie, a clapper and clapping where you feel that you're getting cramps, because the clapper will help because there's a physical block? Annie, are you doing my mag infusion and putting, like, let's say, I don't know, 2 scoops to 3 scoops, 3 to 4 times a day in your drinks so that you can relax yourself easier? But understand what's really doing it, Annie. It's, you're not pooping properly, Annie. I'll bet you dollars to donuts. And stay away from those donuts too. Sylvie, and Annie, if you get yourself a perfect day consult for $150, you're going to have a guide and a coach. And if you get Sam or you get Sharon, you're going to have 2 women that are going to help you through this thing. And they're even going to help you with teaching you things about your baby, okay? Because they've helped us put the pain-free pregnancy together. Sylvie, Daryl and company, I'm from Gatineau, Ottawa, a baby non-surgical practitioner who just came back from Ixtapa. I'm starting my new career at 60 years of age. Sylvie, then you know what we need to do? Sylvie, we will just know this, all you practitioners who have taken my course, the new platform we have, we are building a worldwide practitioners map. We'll tell you what the rules are, the regulations. We want to make sure everybody is being very professional. And then guess what? We're going to unleash your power. Leah, so if I go to Texas in August and I get personal treatment, does that include the Avicen machine and the Bioptron light? No. No, it does not, unless somebody brings one. So I'll find out if there's somebody coming to the course and ask them if they'll bring their Avicen and their Bioptron light. We'll probably have someone that'll do that. We have people bringing their Avicen and Bioptron light and the sentient element and the Cellsonic to Barrie training. I'm not kidding. It's all going to be there. And anybody that comes to the course are getting discounted Cellsonic treatments, which is the world's most powerful energy medicine device. Leah, how many okay, did that one. My hubby is epileptic, has been taking anti-epileptic meds for the last 22 years. What would you recommend? A perfect day consult. But we did not talk about this issue with Lorraine. Well, I'll tell you what. Do you want to do me a favor? How would you like to come on live with me and we will go through it? You and your husband sit there. You're on a Zoom. You're live. Do you know how much this would help other people, other couples, to know they're not alone? If you want to do that, you call me, and we'll do a live, and I'll do it next week, okay? And Yarik will set it up, okay? All right, there you go. Petra, I left a message. Please sign me up for the Barrie course. Petra, you got to call me on my phone. I got to tell you something. Our portal that we used to have a portal that people could go and do it. We don't have it anymore. Okay, we got IT attacked, okay? We lost almost everything, okay? Yeah, you'd be surprised what people will do to you out there just for the fun of it. Anyways, we don't have that portal. Please just call me tomorrow, okay? Cindy, I believe gout is fungal related. Well, no, it's actually more sugar and dairy related. And yes, any place where you have inflammation, you're going to have fungus, because inflammation, it causes a degrading of the tissue, and fungus and bad bacteria and even worms will want to come. It's called a parasite party. The beer drinker's disease, beer is made with yeast, yes, but it's not just that. It's the alcohol in the beer. It's not so much the yeast. And here's the deal. Ready for this? Okay. Hard liquor destroys the liver, okay? It's not good for the stomach either. But guess what? Drink 2 beers a day, and guess what? You are going to have probably rectal or bowel cancer. Now, drink 2 beers a day of fermented, what, is beer fermented? Well, guess what? If beer is fermented, you're going to rot inside. And that's what's going to happen. What? What about it? Oh, it's down my, yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's been a long day, everybody. This is Rafa. Rafa, say hello. No, you got to come here and say hello. Look at, see, there's the, get in, there's Rafa. Okay, all right. And then there's Yarik. And then there's Carla. These are all the people that are trying to make this show possible, because guess what? I need a lot of taking care of, don't I? Okay. All right, so where was I? I was talking about, oh yeah, right. Okay, so here's the deal. Can I say something? Are you like kidding me? Are you like kidding me? Okay, all right. Who is this guy? Okay, so I'm going to tell you something right now. Do you know how people are talking about eating fermented foods? Well, guess what? If you're rotting already and you do fermented foods, you're even going to rot more. You don't do fermented foods. You can do maybe a teaspoon of them. But guess what? The beer, that's the best way to rot out, okay? I mean, talk about stinky farts. Talk about prostate inflammation, prostate cancer. Talk about rotting out your whole gut. I mean, you know, beer, if you drink beer, 2 beers every day, then you'll be lucky if you don't have rectal or bowel cancer or prostate inflammation. All right. Let me see here. Cindy, okay, got this. Got that. What is the root cause of a diagnosis? I don't know what that is. Anna, you give me a call tomorrow. I don't even know what you typed. Faye, I need help with a rheumatoid arthritis flare. I took antibiotics. Well, you don't, okay, if you want to take, okay, I can't do this. We got to go. Let me just tell you something. UTIs, okay, which is a bladder infection, is caused because you're pooping in your pelvis, girl. Okay, the last 3 inches of your bowel, which is called your sigmoid rectum anus, your bladder sits right in front, and you don't have a complete bowel movement. And you've been pooping in your pelvis for years. You're reabsorbing your own waste. So it gets into your bladder, sits in your bladder, irritates your bladder because it's infection, inflames your bladder, so you get an infection inside. But what do you think of the pressure from the leaking of the waste from the last few inches of your bowels doing to that bladder that sits right in that neighborhood? All right. Oh, she also has dermatitis. Well, why wouldn't you? It's inflammation, okay, of her tissue, of the connective tissue. Well, of course you're going to, because you've been pooping in your pelvis. Okay, what am I doing to heal my gut is helping. What am I doing? I need help. No, you don't. You need a perfect day consult. Currently on a candida diet. You don't want a candida diet. Oh my God, you guys. You don't go after the bug. You go and change the terrain. Okay, so what did Louis Pasteur said? Okay, the bug is nothing. The terrain is everything. He lied. And understand something, if you change the terrain, it'll decide who lives there. You go ahead and try to get rid of your fungus. Okay, I'm gonna put a big manure pile right in the middle of the floor, and I'm gonna pick all the worms out, and I'm gonna get rid of all the bad bacteria, and I'm gonna get rid of all the fungus, and I'm gonna lock all the doors and go home. And by the time I get back tomorrow, it's all back. Let me tell you something. So here I have fruit. The fruit's going bad. All the doors are locked, but I get up in the morning, all these little fruit flies are all around. What did they do? Did the fruit scream out, fruit flies, and then they shipped them in from across the country? The fruit flies were created by the rotten fruit. Your fungus is created by your rotten, stinking, putrefactive waste in your large intestine. And if you do antibiotics, you blow up your good bacteria, you turn the yeast into what? Yeast is normal in the human body, it's healthy. The yeast goes into fungus. Anyways, this is a 20-minute conversation. Let me think. I will do on Tuesday my live Q&A, even though I'm doing a whole life coach course, and that's at 12 noon, so if you don't get to watch it, go watch it later. I'll do a whole 25-minute segment and tell you why we're all full of fungus today. And I'll tell you the truth about it and how it happens, and I'll tell you how to get rid of it. How's that? 12 noon, Tuesday, Central Time. We'll have the Zoom, right? In the room, in the tent. This is the last question. Okay, we do have somebody, not in Melbourne, but in Australia, and her name is Thora. And if you call my office, Faye, we can give you her name, but I don't know where she is in Australia. Next thing is, Denise, I've had diarrhea for 30 days, lost 24 pounds, been not eating. What could it be? Your gut, your silver solution and infinite iodine received 3 days ago. That's going to help, but also you want to do black gold, and you want to do start off with a teaspoon of black gold 3 times a day. Put the black diamond also into the drinking water. I would suggest that you eat bananas. You might want to do rice, okay, just to slow things down. But I don't know. Why don't you, Denise, why don't you give me a call? Try to give me a call tomorrow, and if I'm busy, they'll tell you when to call back. Let me just talk to you, but this is so dangerous. You've lost all your electrolytes. You're losing your nutrition. Constipation is nowhere as bad as diarrhea. If you've got diarrhea for more than 2 days, you need to stop it. Okay, I don't even know how you're walking around and existing. So your body's going to be eating up your muscles, and you're going to get yourself into big trouble. And I don't know who you go to, but whoever this practitioner is, he's not very good. She's not very good. Okay, I'm out of here. Okay, thank you, everybody. And I went through everything that I possibly could. What's tomorrow, Friday? What's going on? Okay, tomorrow morning I'll be on with Richard.
C60?
At what time? 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock I'll be doing.
At noon we have IGF-1.
And then I'll be on with Dr. Fong at noon with IGF-1. Okay, and we'll be talking about why IGF-1 will actually make you feel like you're 26 again. And I'll be on with C60, and we'll be talking to Richard, who actually makes my C60, at 10 o'clock tomorrow, and he'll be telling you why it's the main thing used for the C and the V thing now. He'll tell you why they're trying to make it illegal in France, okay? Yeah, I just told you why. Okay, so anything else tomorrow? No. Okay.
Maybe Salsonic.
Huh?
Maybe Salsonic nicotine?
Oh yeah, Salsonic, no. Yeah, it is. We'll be on live tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. So I've got 3 shows tomorrow. And I've been doing all these shows because of the sale. The Ultimate C60 because the sale's on, the IGF-1 because the sale's on, so people can understand it. And we'll be talking about the Salsonic, like I said, is the most powerful healing device, I believe, on the world. Energy medicine in the world.
We'll publish the mark.
And well, what?
We will publish mark.
Okay, and tomorrow we will also at 3 o'clock?
3 o'clock.
At 3 o'clock we will be doing an interview with Mark, the nurse, who now is taking our course 3 times, and he will talk to you about his breakthrough in the course. God bless everyone. I gotta go. I only eat 1 meal a day. It's 7 o'clock. Yarg has to be back early tomorrow morning. Thank you, man. I don't know what I would do without these guys. Well, I wouldn't be doing this. Okay? Just know that we love you unconditionally. So why don't you try doing that with yourself? Let yourself completely off the hook for everything you ever did or everything you ever think you're going to do. Just love you. Okay? Because suffering is not the way, and you're not a sinner, you're a winner. And you're going to have to repeat things 10,000 times before you perfect them, so you're not a loser or a failure. God love you. 3, 2, 1. You got this, Braveheart. You know, it's not good enough to have the most powerful courses, treatments, and training. We want to deliver to you the adventure of a lifetime that's going to last a lifetime. And I'm going to take you on a little adventure right now and show you what we are going to deliver. What are we going to deliver? We are going to deliver the authentic you, the real you, the genius inside. How would you like to become not just the master of your mind, but the master of your body, the master of your life? You know what? The most important world is your world, and we're about to show you how to create it.
Found Dr. Wolf and all his positivity and trying to reshape our way of thinking and help me be a better person, a better mom, better wife. I'm glad I found him in person in Ixtapa, Mexico.
Never limit yourself to beautiful, because that's what you are. Take a look at this beautiful place.